Hey guys, we are back for round 2 at the Eagles Crossing Masters Invitational. This is the front 9 of the Go Throw Tour Stop number 3. Here in Hawk Point, Missouri, I am Robert Burridge, joined by...
I'm Luke Taylor. It's a beautiful day, really gusty, a little bit warmer than yesterday out here on the Eagles Crossing Championship course, making for some really tough playing conditions. Excited to see how this chase card attacks it.
It is definitely going to be an interesting round. The wind was definitely up, and it's going to be really, really interesting to watch.
Absolutely. Let's see who we got on the card. Ace Run Pro player profiles. We got Nikko Locastro, longtime touring player, been on tour for longer than I've been alive, and we get to watch him play today.
Next up, we do have Kevin Jones. He is a very spinny player. He likes to work angles, which will either benefit him or harm him this round. Let's find out.
A lot of wind. We got Gavin Rathbun coming from Illinois. Super solid. Ever since he came off the injury, he's been just killing it out on tour, and super excited to watch him attack this course.
Last up is Robert Burridge. That is me. And a lot of forehands. We're going to see many forehands.
Big forehand guy.
Big forehand guy. First up, we have hole 1, the second hardest hole today. Par 4, 909 feet. The wind was gusting between a headwind, left to right head, right to left head. It just depended when you stepped up. Inbounds is going to be a premium, and we will see a lot of pars or worse today. I think birdies were extremely hard to come by today.
Yeah. Want to shout out Ezra Aderhold on my card, who got the birdie today.
Up
Very
first,
impressive.
from St. Louis, Missouri, Nikko Locastro.
And we do have Nikko here reaching for a Halo Boss, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, trying to go with the faster disc, stable disc to fight the wind. Looks pretty low here while he's throwing. Wasn't blowing super hard at that time, I guess.
You would think that.
Oh, wow. Sneaky lift.
It's gusting even if you can't feel it on the tee. I think for a couple of us it was a little more of a right to left, but that sock out there is blowing almost a straight headwind and just gusting.
Yeah, that wind definitely got under the flight plate, definitely wanted to throw a little lower. He did go out of bounds on the left side though, so he gets to advance quite a ways up the fairway. It makes the hole easier from there.
KJ also reaching for a Halo Boss, keeping it very low.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not hating that. Being at the red tee in bounds is very important to setting yourself up for the rest of the hole.
Very important. Next up, we do have Gavin Rathbun.
Sure, he's reaching for something beefy. You need it today off this box.
I'm sure he does. Very similar line to KJ, trying to almost follow it and get it down quickly into this very thick grass.
For sure. I like it. I like it all.
Out of Houston, Texas, Robert Burridge.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
So I'm reaching for a stiletto here, trying to keep it low, almost follow their trails, maybe get it a little bit flatter, a little bit higher just to get some distance.
Something was clanking around while you were
And I
throwing.
just got it 5 feet too high.
Wow. That's a lot of push.
It absolutely sent it left, and it made me feel like I should have gone to a felon instead.
You should have just thrown it lower. I mean, let's...
That too.
Yeah. I like this angle. I like the height, I think. Yeah, that's exactly how you draw it up here on hole 1. Just keeping it low, keeping it flat for as long as you can trust it was super important on the second shot, and I really don't think we're going to see anybody even interested in going for the green. If you have to be so far up the fairway to attack this green.
Yep, they're both playing just for that bubble up there, that layup zone. That's the easiest spot to go for.
Kevin giving the thumbs up.
Here's my second, reaching for an enforcer, trying to play the right to left that helped me on the first shot.
It just did not help here
And
at all.
it didn't do anything to it.
Oh.
Just a little higher. That's a mistake I can't really make. I have to put it in bounds, and that's something that is going to cost me a little bit.
For sure. I like this height and line from Nikko, I think. As long as the wind doesn't touch it too hard, which it doesn't, that's a very good read out of a very experienced veteran.
Very, very good angle control. He put it in a spot where he could run it. I'm interested if he does or not.
Like he wasn't even there.
I know. And again, trying to play a little bit for that right to left lift, and it just isn't helping me at all.
Yeah. You can see there, you're like, bruh, like where you at, sort of a deal.
Here's KJ throwing.
A little timid on the upshot there. It was really hard to approach this green with 100% confidence that the wind wasn't going to do something crazy.
Yep, leaving it left into a very, very scary putt.
I like that line.
Gavin threw this extremely well. He still has honestly in this wind, a little bit of a tester.
Yeah, anything outside of bullseye can get away from you if you're not focused, so. I like the angle. I think that
I tried.
Right. I mean, not much else you can do from there. You're just kind of hoping the wind carries you into the basket in that situation. I'm sure we're going to see Nikko go to his spin putt here and just
leaks it a little left.
Little left for sure. It's hard to run these putts with OB right behind. It never gets any easier. Kevin showing you as well. It's so difficult to run putts with wind that have OB so close. That's a big factor on this course. Especially
putts like that. Great putt from Gavin. Getting par on that first hole it was playing very, very difficult today, so any par is taking strokes on the field.
For sure.
And that is a rough triple bogey to start my round.
Yeah, no, and in such windy conditions, you don't want to start behind the 8-ball. So interested to see how you fight back, and just, it's a grueling course. It tests your mental patience, so.
Yep, as we see, it was a hard hole, so par, couple bogeys, and a triple.
Yeah. Played difficult there for the chase card. Hole 2, par 4, 738 feet, right in the middle of the pack. Difficulty-wise, you have a pretty wide fairway, very executable tee shot. We had either a headwind, right to left, kind of what Rob said earlier, kind of just depending on when you stepped up. Into the green, we had a wind that was lifting shots predominantly. You have these branches to contend to, a couple trees to beat, and then a sloped green at the end of all of that. You see a lot of layups here for par, and to get a birdie, you have to execute 2 great shots.
And here is Gavin throwing the exact line you want. A little bit of flip up and just gliding right down the fairway. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely centered.
Never in any danger. You'd love to see that shot out of Gavin, delivering another great drive.
Here is Nikko.
Taking? Okay. Yeah, don't do that.
It did get down in time, so he is in bounds.
It's impressive.
That was a nice little drop to help him there, and he will be in position to where he can attack the green.
I like that initial angle from Kevin a lot. Like, knowing Kevin, he's going to have something that has more of a late push to it. So when he starts it on that angle, you can be sure that's not going OB right, and you're going to get a lot of push forward out of it.
And I am trying to follow Kevin's line. I like the little lower line here when it's windy and just trying to push up there with an enforcer.
Yeah. As long as you're in the fairway, you're going to have a shot that you can attack the green with. So very well executed tee shot there.
Here's Nikko attacking the green.
That's a great angle.
It is a great angle.
It's a very solid shot from there.
Just a little bit short, but it's runnable if he's angry enough.
Right. If he's really feeling it.
Here's me reaching for a Pioneer.
I love that height out of the hand. Is this too inside?
And just up the hill, probably 40 feet.
Heard Nikko saying something about Gannon Bird teeing off and no wind there.
He was not very happy about Nikko not getting any wind. And Gavin landed just in and hopped out just a little bit. He does only have about a 15 to 20 foot putt for par, though.
If you're going to go OB, you want to do it like that, but that's pretty gross.
Oh, yeah. Really? On ground with high.
Oh, goodness.
We got the first bleep and hat throw, second one. It was an experience playing with Nikko today, but it was fun.
Frustrating start for Nikko. Great putt, dude. That's how you come back from a triple bogey. Keep your head in it, keep your head down, and just make the next opportunity count. So.
Absolutely. Trying to get a little bit of something going and just trying to make that death putt to get the round going a little bit better.
Yes, Kevin. Yes.
We call that a nubless slide in make.
Sure.
I don't know if that stays on a normal basket, but
Kevin acknowledging for sure. No, it's a great putt. Nikko, clean up the bogey. Head.
I think there will be a lot of.
for me to get through.
I think there will be a lot of that today. Good cleanup for Gavin. No.
Big Disc Golf doesn't want you to know about this. It's called the band system. That's B-A-N-D. Buy a new disc. Sure, you could spend hours practicing, but you've tried that and you're still back. And at discountdiscgolf.com, the prices are so low, you can band without breaking the bank.
Before B-A-N-D, I was just B-A-D. But now, I own more discs.
So what are you waiting for? Get on the bandwagon today at discountdiscgolf.com, because cheap discs are better. It's science.
Here we have hole 3 playing as the easiest hole
Wow.
on the course.
Kind of surprising.
I'm not too surprised. The wind wasn't quite coming through this hole.
Yeah.
It is a par 4. There is a lot of room. I think people are learning how to play it, which is bailing a little bit earlier left than you might think.
For sure.
And then trying to find a backdoor way into the basket. This is almost the gap that you want to hit, but the landing zone is so tight to where you will see people bailing left.
Just intentionally.
Almost intentionally, just trying to get a line into the green.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Kevin go to that bail shot with how much hyzer he likes to throw on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's Kevin going down that left side.
Yeah, I think this isn't too left to be OB, but I think it's going to be a little more left than ideal. I'm sure he'll still be able to have something over there, but
There is so much room out left. It is hard to find OB over there.
you kind of playing there too. Is this intentional?
It was just going a
Gotcha.
little more stable, just trying to fade a little bit earlier and get
Changed
over
up
there.
the game plan a little bit. I like it.
Trying to go with what the course dictates instead of necessarily what I think the correct play is. Here's Gavin.
Following as well. Yeah.
Same exact line as KJ. I think they're within 5 feet of each other.
Really nice. I'm sure they'll have something then.
Here's Nikko.
It's doing the same. Wow.
Trying to follow the exact same line.
Wow.
He is still not in a bad position. He's right by that white tee. He will have a line to the basket. It
Okay.
will just be much trickier.
Yeah. A little bit longer, more technical shot.
Definitely. A little bit of a slip there.
I love the angle out of his hand. There's just trees. You're gonna have to deal with them out here. Everybody has to. So.
Yep, and there's never any clear line into this basket.
No.
Even from where I'm at, there's just a lot of trees in the way, and I hit a late one, which stops me from getting all the way
I like
up.
the compass forehand. Don't like the angle that you went with there. But
It turned a little more than I thought. One of the best ways is just bailing outright and taking a putt.
even on this whole par is just fine. Just trying to stay clean is the name of the game out here.
Absolutely perfect upshot from Gavin.
Oh, yeah.
He has a fairly simple
Okay.
birdie at that point.
See, Kevin?
A little bit of an Annie. He will
Yeah.
also have a C1's edge look for birdie.
Cool, cool.
And I just have a little pitch forehand right to it.
Yep, easy par. Nikko, I'm assuming trying to throw this in. Just a little short.
Little short,
Gonna be
again,
cleaning
easy
up a
par.
Yeah. Just a little low from Kevin. I'm sure that's one that, he looks back on. He's like, just got to get that one a little higher. But
Absolutely.
great birdie from Gavin. Textbook. Very well played.
Yep, absolutely perfect from Gavin. Nice little cleanup.
Yeah, good par.
Pars are good out here, and
Especially
taking
today.
anything over is what kills you on this course.
For sure.
And so we will have 3 pars and a birdie, which is a relatively well played hole, although it is playing the easiest, so losing probably a stroke to the course.
Yeah. And in round 2, we have 3-hole increments for check-ins. Battle up at the top so far. 3 4s, 3 and 3 2s. Just tight leaderboard here in the top 10. A lot of golf to be played still, though.
Next up, we do have hole 4. It is a par 5, almost at that 1,000-foot range. It is 963 feet, a very tight either backhand flip up or forehand flex off the tee. Once you get through the initial gap, the OB does come out of play for a little bit until you get near this green. Once you get to the green, the fairway pinches in and it goes into a downslope near the basket with OB tucking in right behind it.
Yeah.
It's a very treacherous basket up on that rock as well.
A lot of the birdies that you see on this hole come from very close range. Great backhand. Hitting that initial gap is really all you're going for with that shot, and then anything else after that is just a surplus. So Gavin, even though he's pinched up on a tree, is loving the way he threw that shot.
Absolutely perfect how he threw it. And KJ throwing, not really getting turn out of it, but
good tree, honestly. I mean, I don't think it gets out of bounds, but would have definitely been pushing it with the pace that skip had.
It definitely would have been pushing just a little bit. I'm going to a general here on a
Very
forehand.
high forehand here from Robert Burridge. At least 5 feet off the ground. What a shot. I mean, that is... it. Yeah, something like that. That's the reaction you have. I would have you throw this shot for me every time.
And Nikko actually landing inbounds.
Wow.
Good second tree. Unfortunately, he was very, very up against that OB line. So he
Gotcha.
couldn't quite take his meter without putting himself in a worse lie. And we did talk a little about foot placements being out since the line was not very clearly defined.
Right.
And an absolutely perfect shot from Nikko
Yeah, great
after a little bit
recovery.
of rough and
Yeah.
up against the tree regardless.
And on most holes, you throw that recovery shot and you're like, okay, I can breathe now, but not on this hole. If you throw a bad tee shot, your job is very far from finished here.
Good second shot from KJ. Maybe a little bit shorter than he wants. He was talking a little bit about him being kind of locked in there, trying to throw something weird.
Yeah. Oh, I like the height that the kick gave him because it's not in danger of going out of bounds.
Yes.
But an early tree spells an automatic par at best on this hole.
Yep.
There's no point in attacking this green if you're outside of 350 feet, for sure.
He will definitely have a very tricky third trying to get into that pinch, as well as a fourth up. He probably won't have to bite off as much as he thinks he does. And Nikko does absolutely smoke his hand on that tree on the follow through.
Yeah.
We all checked in with him just a little bit afterward, making sure he was okay.
Yeah, you hate to see that for a fellow competitor.
And here I was in just a little strange, so I did throw a backhand flip up.
Shocking, honestly, to see you go to the backhand, but also perfectly executed. Wow. Great shot, dude. That's gross.
It was exactly what I was looking for, a nice flip up and turn just off that late tree. And it sets me up for a little bit of a strange approach with the downslope green.
For sure. Gavin, if it holds turn, I like it, and it does. Okay, I think I like it. Is it safe?
It is safe.
Okay,
He's
I love
going to have a very treacherous putt or an easy layup.
It's a good gap. Now I got to contest with late trees.
Why not?
Yeah, and there is OB over there.
He does stay in, though, but not
Okay.
by much.
Okay.
Here's KJ going backhand as well,
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to flex one.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, no.
that one does put him out of bounds.
Really?
It does.
Oh,
It
no.
puts him out by about a foot.
I love that. Yes. I love that.
Trying to stay on that high side, not letting it get away down
for
the
sure,
hill.
For sure. As soon as you put a forehand past that basket, it's pretty much automatically OB. So a little bit tricky still here from Nikko. You don't have a lot of control. The ground near the basket is lumpy. So you can do everything that you can here, and then you just kind of have to throw a toss-up.
I do like the backhand in, though.
I love how firm he threw it.
Yes,
That was
I
very
like the
committed.
Absolutely. And I do like the backhand playing up against that side slope to the right of the basket.
Kevin,
It's a good
yeah,
approach.
it's good. That's good.
Great.
For me, I was in a very similar spot, and I let the wind get under mine, so I was a little bit worried there for Kevin, but he does a very good job of the nose angle and keeping it close. So
Here's the birdie putt.
great putt, dead center. You love to see that. You're already doing a good job fighting back from the triple, but just keeping your head down. It's
Just-
a game of patience out here.
It's a fight out here.
Yeah.
It really is, and that's true whether you're in first or whether you're in 21st.
Right.
You're going to be fighting every single hole of every single round.
Right,
Especially if it gets windy like this.
for sure.
Here's KJ, a little bit of a headwind, kind of deciding how he wants to play it.
I'd say that's a good way to play it right
It
there.
is. And the
Yeah.
OB stroke forcing
Yeah.
him into that bogey.
Yeah.
Gavin, again, just taking par, content with par.
For sure. Pars are good. This opening stretch is tough through the woods.
It absolutely is.
Hole 5, par 5, one of the easiest on the course. Despite the really tight gap, After playing with Ezra 8-hole today, I have learned that it is definitely eagleable. If you're righty, you can push this backhand around the corner, and then from there, you have a variety of gaps to choose from that you could attack the green. You're going to see a lot of people, I think, play a slower shot out to the right or just straight, and then you can even just go putter from there to attack this green. The green's on upslope, so you just like to play it probably 15 feet short, slide it up to the basket.
Here's me reaching for a felon, looking to pure this gap, and just leaking it early.
Yeah.
A very fortunate kick. I have no problem saying I am very thankful I had a good kick off that tree.
Yeah. That's a great angle. That's
committed through the gap.
Yeah. And bailing right. That's exactly what you want if you're going to a forehand here off the tee box. This is the more aggressive play. I wonder what speed he has in his hand.
I believe
Very
he has
stable.
a 12.
Very stable. Wow.
Nikko does like those flex
Yeah,
lines, so
for
it's no stranger to him hitting flexes down gaps.
Yeah. Kevin, also no stranger to flex shots, but pulls that one a little bit, and he and yourself are gonna have your work cut out here for you just to save par.
He and I are
nice
very
gap.
close to each other.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the gap KJ hits here is absolutely perfect. It is
Wow.
exactly what he wants.
Wow. And that's right back into birdie position.
That is in great birdie position.
Yeah.
And here's me trying to follow his vapor trails.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I were you right now.
Unfortunately, I released it just a little early. I got the correct flip on it. It was just a little early. Again, taking a fortunate kick right to the middle.
Yeah. Scramble for pars, definitely still in play. If you have a clean line, you might even be able to get a birdie from there. We'll see.
It depends how aggressive I want to get. And here's Gavin throwing the perfect line in two. Going down that right side really does take out a lot of danger, trying to make sure you get into the bubble of inbounds away from the OB left.
He's got well under 200 feet into the green. Should be a pretty relatively easy birdie from there, I would think.
I would agree with that.
Needs to turn more. It's too high.
It needs to get down now.
Yeah. The OB left comes into play really quick, and okay, did it drop?
It did end
No.
up out of bounds. He landed in
Yeah.
and slid right out.
Yeah.
Here's me going for a reach out forehand.
Yeah, trying to play it relatively safe. I should say trying to find the biggest gap, but I saw you had that distance driver in your hand. Late tree.
I hit the rocks on the hill. I do have a 40-foot look for birdie.
It's a pretty good effort from the early tree kick. And Kevin just
Pures it.
2 perfect shots back to back. It's what you need to get a birdie from an early tree kick. What a bid. Good bid at the eagle there from Gavin.
Maybe a foot short.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah, I saw it starting to drop, and it just lifted right back to where it was on the band.
Yeah.
But
Very good bid.
good par. After 2 early tree kicks, getting a par is no problem. Nikko for his par bid at that point?
Yeah.
No, that was his birdie bid.
Yeah.
That was after 2.
Yeah.
Just leaving it a little left. It is hard to commit to the center line
Easy
with a
birdie
tail
for
like
Gavin
that.
there. Great start. 2 under through 5 is, at this point, you're officially shredding.
Same with KJ, absolutely parked birdie.
Sick.
And Nikko tapping in a par.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
Something like that.
yeah.
It's your time to hit a fairway once, just one time. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Next up, we have hole 6. It's right in the middle of the pack. Kind of surprisingly, it is a par 4. I still haven't seen a birdie on it, although, have you?
I did today.
You did?
Austin Turner snagging the birdie on my card. Had to drain him at least 50-footer to do it, but very impressive birdie nonetheless.
And to do that, you will see, I guess for Austin, a lefty backhand, but you will see a flip up forehand or distance forehand
Or a big roller.
or a big roller.
And I assume, yes, we're going to see it from... hear from Gavin, I like this a lot.
He put a great angle on it and stayed out
Just
left.
died. Wow.
But that's all right. He gives himself an angle to try to get into a spot where he has a putt.
I would assume he'll pick up the same disc and try to do it again.
Most likely.
Beautiful
and here's
sidearm here from
KJ,
KJ.
throwing it flat at the right tree, dragging it through the gap, and skipping right up the hill.
Yeah, mission accomplished there from Kevin. Assuming you're trying to follow a similar line.
A little bit more of a flip up than a flex, but
you do that well. It's a good spot to be.
Skips a little up the hill. I'm going to be a little pinched. I almost have the gap through the woods, but don't quite.
Nikko just going for a flex. I like that, playing to your strengths. And veteran player, he's going to do that. Whenever he has the opportunity to throw a shot that he's super comfortable with, he's going to tend to go to that shot.
Yep, and here is a roller second from Nikko.
The key with the roller second is to turn it more than you think. This hill likes to drag shots OB left and OB deep. And you already hear it from him. He needs to get right now.
And he does go near that back line, but curls inbounds. Nice. He will have a little tricky shot from there, but should be a fairly simple par.
Yeah, well up the fairway, just pitch up from there and walk away with a par. A lot of pars on this hole. If you hit the gap, you should get a par. It's a pretty easy par once you,
KJ throwing it to probably about 90, just dead straight.
Yeah. Gavin picking up the same disc, gets on it. I like the vertical angle. It's curling in there real nice. Yeah, that's where you see like very well played shots landing on this hole.
And he has a deep C2 look for birdie, which is the closest look I've seen.
You're just playing to your strengths here.
And I get caught early.
That's kind of unfortunate.
No skip. I do know the grass is thick, so I do just need to play that higher.
Yeah, just a little bit, but
I do have a nice little scramble gap here.
Yeah, this is a shot that you've become very accustomed to, and no surprise to see you execute it to perfection there. Nearly throwing it in.
Now is the skip I was looking for on the second shot.
Easy par. You're loving that.
Easy par. A good scramble shot there and a good scramble shot on the last hole, giving me likely 2 pars.
Yeah, up and down for Nikko. Kevin, big jump putt. I don't think he was really interested in running it, just trying to get it close, get the par, and move on.
And here is Gavin for the solo birdie on the card.
Yes, and that is just leaked immediately left.
I do appreciate the height he gave on it. He was not leaving it short. He knew that birdies on this hole are very hard to come by. Yeah. And so he really was in the mindset of, I'm going to run it hard, especially with the backstop behind it.
It's a valuable birdie, so if you can get it, you're gaining. And if you don't get it, you just kind of feel like, well, I just got the same score as everybody else, moving on. Pars on this course are good, and you have to continuously remind yourself of that because it's really tough to go on birdie runs.
It is, especially on this front nine. The back nine, we see it a little bit more, but this front nine definitely plays hard, especially with a few holes littered in that you're more than happy taking a par on.
Yeah. Taking a little look here in a second on the updated battle going around. We got AB catching fire here on the front nine, taking the solo lead through 5. Vino, 1 back, and Gannon and Gavin and Adam Hammis still in the mix.
Absolutely.
Hole 7, par 3, 477. We're playing the other pin position, so it's going to be like 420 feet. This is playing as the second easiest on the course today. I think that's just because we had a wind that was kind of slowing down shots for us, and also just a pretty open hole with not a whole lot of danger other than all of the water everywhere.
Absolutely. I think the real key is that we do have a very clear bailout zone left.
Yes, you're not going to see a lot of people bogeying this as long as they get around that initial tree on the left side.
And here's Gavin throwing a high,
I like that
wide Firebird.
Great. It's a great shot.
Just a little in front of the basket, popping right up to it.
Static.
We thought that was a good ace run, and it was just a little short.
I'm sure Gavin will be proud of that little park job. Kevin's a spinny guy, needs it to get up, and it does. It does. That's a runnable putt for Kevin.
Absolutely.
He knows how to run those efficiently. What What are you reaching for here?
Pioneer, and I got a massive lift.
Yeah, that gust, you could just hear it as you went to throw there. Not much you can do about a wind gust last second like that.
It's all right. It's something where you hit your line and you're happy about it, and Nikko did not hit his line here.
Pulled that a lot, and that's going to find the drink. The middle of it, no less.
Yes, I don't think he's getting that disc back. And he did elect to re-tee because there is no drop zone.
Yeah.
And he either moves up 20 feet and has worse footing or just re-tees
Right.
from the tee pad.
I think this is the right decision. Just throw the shot again and make the correction without really thinking about it. But he leaks this one a lot. So just going to have to tap out a 5 and move on. This is where the mental battle begins.
Absolutely. I think he is thinking about running it because he does go away from the OB a little bit.
Sure. Oh, and a very good bid.
Maybe a foot left.
Yeah.
He was very, very close to hitting it.
Yeah.
And I had dreams of running this putt,
Good
and
dreams.
it just laid right up.
Dreams that didn't become realities in this situation, but, a good effort to get the par, some might say.
And KJ as well, just a little bit low, not getting that lift.
I think he was also dreaming about making that putt.
I think he was confident. And there's Gavin just on a roll.
Dimes.
He is
A great
3
start.
down through 7, and is at this point we can all feel that he's playing well.
Yeah. Anytime somebody has a clean scorecard on this course, you're just like, hats off. You're doing something special. So we'll see if he can keep it rolling. A lot of danger in the next couple holes to finish the front 9 here.
Absolutely. And here we have hole 8 playing as the 5th hardest hole. That is probably due to the wind coming off that was very swirly and unpredictable. It is a 420-foot shot where you will see some people going down the middle, some people going wide. However, you do just need to make the island. Yesterday we saw Vino hit early and actually managed to stay in bounds. But the second you go out of bounds off of the initial island, you do go to the drop zone, which is the red tee.
Drop zone's about 200 feet away and a little technical forehand. The boys here definitely wanting to avoid that at all costs.
Yes, and here's Gavin
A great deliverance.
puring his shot again. He is
inside the circle for birdie on a
throwing
very,
so well.
very tough hole.
very, very tough hole. And here's KJ going to a flex forehand.
I like it a lot, actually.
I did too, honestly, and he stays in bounds. Very, very easy par. He could run it. The green does get fast quickly. Reaching for the same Pioneer, though.
No, you did not.
I ended up out of bounds, but I didn't lose the disc, so...
Wow. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What were the emotions after that?
Frustration that I lost the disc I wanted to throw there yesterday on the next hole.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Honor.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
And here is me trying to throw a low forehand.
Sure.
However, I get a nice little skip right out of bounds again.
No. It's so mean. Yeah, even you're like, bruh. Like, what's going on?
And that's... Luckily, I do get to advance its normal OB from there, and I'll have about a 20-footer for a double bogey.
Floaty bid there from Nikko after a solid inbounds drive. Kevin, not even interested. Just like, give me the par. Move on. A lot of golf left to be played.
Absolutely.
But Gavin, certainly interested.
Absolutely. To go 4 down, and he cashes it.
What a start.
4 down through 8 in these conditions is just unbelievable if you weren't
nothing
watching
less
it.
of stellar play right now from Gavin Rathbun. He knows it too. So far, I'm loving the mentality. You're doing a great job of, like, double bogey. It is what it is. Made a great putt for it. Just trying to throw the next shot as well as you can, and that's the name of the game out here.
Absolutely. Doing everything I can, and we do have a couple pars, a double, and a birdie on this hole.
Yep. 9, par 4, 684 feet, the third most difficult on the course. Again, I believe this is due to wind. I think this was forcing smarter competitors in the field to play the layup play, which is still difficult in the wind that we had. And then anybody who did go for the big shot was either rewarded or extremely punished. And not to mention, very tricky, very small island green with branches in the way. Gavin, he's in the zone right now. Not surprised to see him go into this shot when he's playing so well.
And he puts this high, he is not leaving it short. And he puts it glidey, and he does go OB by about 40 feet.
Wow.
He
got
smoked it.
On that disc. That's crazy.
And here's KJ.
I like the height.
A little bit of flip up.
I don't like the line a whole lot.
Not quite turning, and it will not get there.
At all. Yeah, if you're gonna miss, you need to do it the way that Gavin did it. You have to give yourself an opportunity to still save par.
I absolutely agree. Here's Nikko getting a good turn out of this disc.
Turn.
Again, throwing the flex lines we are so accustomed to seeing throw.
Great turn, great height, great speed. Very, very well placed shot. And you switching up the game plan after losing the disc you wanted to throw on the hole.
I figured I may as well.
And you made it look easy. That's so pure.
And I threw it the best I've seen all weekend.
Kevin choosing to re-tee. Again, I don't mind it. I do mind it now.
So now he is sitting 4, throwing 5.
Wow. This is getting out of hand quick for KJ. And this is just...
He is now inbounds, sitting 6.
That's...
And as you can see,
saying
we are...
some words to himself right now.
Yes. And now he goes for the layup play.
It's a lot of bad things in a row right there for Kevin. The demeanor that he is showing through it, though, shows the sign of a competitor. Let's see what he can do here on this shot. He slips a little, and it's going to be OB again. What is he sitting here now, 8?
I think he's sitting 8, yeah.
Wow. This is a true blow-up hole. This is going to be tough for KJ to come back from. But
here's Nikko going for birdie.
Yeah. Good height, strong left to right wind, letting the disc work with that, and that's just how you draw it up. That's what you have to do. You don't throw the big shot to lay up on the second, that's for sure.
That's right.
Gavin bouncing in, that's
Nice
a little sketch, but...
A little bit of help off it.
Kind of pick your poison there. Do you play with the bricks or do you play with the short OB? And I love that.
And I'm just playing something soft to the right side of the island, not trying to do too much.
Yeah, not...
Here's KJ.
Of course. Of course he did.
Absolutely cashing it. 4-9.
That's something special, I guess.
To keep a double digit off the scorecard, he makes a probably 150 to 175 foot throw in, and
he's walking
it's a
off
good...
like, man, that I did at least something cool, I guess.
Here's Gavin to save par from that OB drive.
Clutch. He's doing what he needs to do right now. A stellar front 9 from Gavin Rathbun. 4 under par, and only headed into the easier of the 2 9s, I would say, overall.
Absolutely.
More woods, less distance. Great birdie from you there. Love to see you playing for that aggressive play with how good of a distance back in your hand and then capitalizing on that.
Absolutely. Seeing the wind and knowing that we did have more of a tailwind off that tee definitely, I think, baited more players into going for it, and that's why we saw a little bit more of the bigger numbers.
Yeah, higher scoring average. This card overall playing it very well, minus KJ. Interested to see how KJ fights back from such a big number in a rough hole.
And that will conclude our front 9 in round 2. We have Nikko sitting at +3, KJ at +5, Gavin at -4,
Incredible,
and me at +2. A little bit of a roller coaster for everyone except for Gavin.
Yeah. And as at the moment, AB still holding on to the lead. Adam, Gavin, and Vino, those are the players in the mix right now. Gannon's going to need to shoot a stellar rest of the round to give himself an opportunity at this point. Thank you guys for watching Front 9. Go subscribe, like the video. Ace Run Pro putting out great commentary, content, video, all of it.
absolutely thank Ace Run for putting us on the commentary. Go follow us. Follow links in the description to our socials and support us and Ace Run. Thank you to everyone who supports. And don't be afraid to subscribe and turn on notifications for Ace Run.
Yeah. See you guys on the back nine.